Bring in now John Sheehan, a former Las Vegas Metro Police Sergeant and former SWAT team leader. Welcome to you, sir. We're taking in these images together. What also strikes me is at one point in the video, you see him looking straight at the front door, no longer at the camera, but straight at the front door. And when we have very few details about how he actually entered the home, the suspect entered the home, we don't know if there was forced entry or if the door happened to be unlocked or not.
Well, we do have some information, or it has, some parties have said in law enforcement that there was forced entry. Now, does that mean forced entry as far as a breach of the door, or once inside was something disturbed indicating a forced entry? What I will say in conjunction with what Randy just spoke of, look at the attire of this kidnapper and look how the movements aren't necessarily very focused and deliberate. He sort of wanders up and takes his time to get up to the door. John said something about seeing the flashes of light around his apparel. I would suggest possibly that the backpack that he's wearing may have some sort of a reflective material on it, and that that's being picked up in the IR of the camera. That's entirely possible. Another thing that I was focused on when I initially saw the images and the video is he has exquisitely manicured eyebrows. You can tell that this person has had someone spend some time to work these eyebrows. This person is going to look very, very distinct, and someone is going to know this person. When we get to the handgun, one of the first things I saw in the still image was you've got a semi-automatic, looks like a black frame handgun inside of a revolver holster carried directly in the front of the person. This doesn't speak to someone that necessarily is very proficient in the art of, putting together a kidnapping outfit and secreting himself to the best possible circumstances in order to be able to carry this out. It looks more or less like this whole outfit was cobbled together, from the ski mask to the backpack, to the vinyl or rubber gloves that the individual is wearing, to the choice, the weapon selection, and the holster that it's in. It all looks cobbled together.
Gotcha. So in terms of these images and the flashes of light, I just looked it up. The Nest camera apparently has an infrared function. So when it goes to night vision, even though it's as dark as Alicia Acuna has been telling us that it is, and it appears that there's no lights that are on in the porch there. Otherwise, I'm sure the image would be a lot brighter and in color. It's sending out an infrared beam when it detects some movement. It detects some movement from some ways away. I get images on my Nest cameras of cars going by about 75 or 100 feet away. So somebody walking up would definitely trigger it. So we're looking at an infrared bounce off of, I guess, reflective patches that are on the straps. Looking at an infrared bounce off of his teeth, off of his eyes as well.
Correct.
And that's what's giving us these highly detailed images in literally zero light. But if something is infrared, it doesn't obviously pick up colors the way a daylight camera would be, but I've also known that infrared can give you information that normal light doesn't.
It can, and another thing too that we need to consider here is that in the advent of AI and 3D imaging, it may very well be possible to take freeze-framed images of this video and construct what the individual's face would look like under the ski mask. And I'm sure that if that technology is available, the FBI is already exploring that and is working on being able to put together a composite of this person. As Randy stated earlier, and it's been stated a couple of times since this video came out, this is huge because this is going to make whoever has Nancy rock back on their heels, and maybe at this point it's going to cause some action where we may have some hopefully positive resolution of the kidnapping.
Yeah, so much to take in here. Oh, okay, thank you very much for joining our coverage as we continue to take in these images.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.